The last Shabbos of this year, Parshas Nitzavim, we're going to read the 7th Haftorah of the 7 weeks of consolation, having started with Tisha B'Av, concluding this week. And as our commentators explained, there is a gradual build-up. And this seventh which represents the highest level that we can reach in exile, the finite number, is actually a very passionate, a very intense expression of devotion from the prophet about redemption. And it starts with the words, Sois Osis Hashem. We should rejoice, greatly rejoice, double rejoicing in God. My soul is rejoicing. Why? Because you have dressed me with bigdei yesha, clothing garments of salvation. Me'il tzedakah ya'atani. You have covered me with a robe of victory. Just like a bride and a bridegroom are celebrating the momentous, the most important, most joyous day of their life, so too the prophet compares that moment of redemption. And he continues, Ki ha'aretz toitzi simcha. Just like the earth brings forth its growth. Uchegana zerua tatzmiach. Uchegana zerueo tatzmiach. And as the garden causes the things that are sown to spring forth, so too Kein Hashem yatzmiach tzedakah sehilo neget kol hagoyim. So too the Lord will cause victory and glory to spring forth before all the nations. Rejoicing, passion, devotion. And he continues now talking about Jerusalem. That Jerusalem is going to be renamed. What name? What can it be a different name for the city Yerushalayim? Yerushalayim, which represents the perfection, the peace, the Yira Shalom, the complete fear and awe for God. What? Why changing? It says no, the changing is going to be till now. It's called desolate. During the time of exile, we're all looking at Jerusalem as being desolate. No, it's going to be called the city which everybody wants to be there. From being desolate to the most sought after city. It's a city which is not desolate anymore. And then the prophet continues, again as I said, with great fervor, with great enthusiasm, where he describes the oath, the bond, the infinite bond, the promises that God has given to the Jewish people, that under no circumstances will he forsake us. Time of exile, he is in exile with us. In time of difficulty, he is with us. In time of suffering, he is weeping with us. But also in time of rejoicing, he is rejoicing with us. And we in turn make the same commitment to Hashem, that under all circumstances we are committed to follow his commandments. We are committed to follow his wishes, his desires, and our journey is fulfilling the mission for which he brought us into this world, which is making this world an abode, a dwelling place for him. Yesterday, the 25th of the month of Elul, was the beginning of the creation of the world. So we're now on the second day of creation. So we have to reflect about why creation? That's the prophet. To serve God, for the opportunity to perfect this world and make it a godly divine palace. Continues talking about Edom, which is the nation that brings the most agony throughout the entire exile. And God says, I will be the warrior that is going to slay them and allow you to be victorious. And then the Haftorah continues and talking about the present, how God has chosen us to be his people. And God is trusting us, knowing that we will not falter. And in all times, time of suffering, He's with us. But as we said earlier, in time of rejoicing, He's rejoicing with us. Sois asis. Now is the time to rejoice. Why? Because we are at the threshold of Geula. Just yesterday, the biggest Jewish city in the world, Brooklyn, flooded with rain that they haven't seen. Don't even remember when. So we said in this lichus this morning, Mashiach Tzidka Amar, Mashiach says, I will pour upon you the pure water to cleanse you, to purify you. So God, we have the mabul, we have the purification. So now is the time, Sois Asis, to celebrate this Shabbos in the Beis HaMikdash with Mashiach. Good Shabbos.